Hi, everybody. Welcome back if you've been here before, or welcome if you're just now finding me. I think I just found a new a viewer from Wales or North. I'm not sure, but there's an R52, I believe it was, that was bought at auction and it had some issues. And I watched her channel. So I'm going to give you a shout out. I know we've sent messages back and forth, and I'm wishing you all the good luck with your mini project. I think she has the same solenoid issue that I'm dealing with trying to repair our R52. I'm going to read the fortune though. So anyway, welcome. You're new. So welcome, and I hope to follow your progress as you follow our progress on all of our minis. Anyway, I'm going to read the fortune because that's what I do, and then tell you what today is and explain what I got going on here. Okay, I still need to update my my bookmark. It says, it takes more than a good memory to have good memories. It takes more, I like that. It takes more than a good memory to have memories. In other words, you can remember a whole lot, but you gotta do the things that give you good memories. You gotta go out there, like for instance here. I went on this sailing trip, 5 months in the Caribbean. If I wouldn't have went, or if I would have been scared to go and just said, no, I can't do it, all of the memories that's in this book, I wouldn't have had. And that includes Sharon coming to visit, meeting new people all over the Caribbean, the whole works. So you got to get out there and do things and create those memories in order to have a good memory, and you can recall those stories and share them with your loved ones. Anyway, that's my take on it. You do what you do. You get your own take on it. You know, and if I'm way off, tell me in the comments. Anyway, this is part two. And one other thing I noticed too, the solenoid valve body in our R53 2005 has this tag here, and it says E1. The new ones, the donor card 2012 that I got it from, has H1 up here, which is one of the reasons why I'm just swapping out the solenoids. I'm not just replacing the entire solenoid valve body. So that's one of the reasons I'm just swapping it out. Anyway, also here, now let me explain. I got hung up in here. I was listening to music. It was nighttime. I wasn't videoing, but I went ahead and swapped out my large canisters for the small ones that came with the donor unit. So these are the small canisters here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this plate off, pull two of the canisters out just so I can show you in detail how to put them, take them out and put them in. But I've already done it, and I also can compare the size of the canisters for you. So I'm kind of redoing something I've already done, which normally I don't do that, but for sake of showing you it's not that hard, I'm going to show you. So come on in, get really close, and let's see what I did and how I do it. And then I got to go extract that one rusted out, stripped out screw that's still in there on the bottom of the car. But come, let me show you what this is. Okay. First off, this is the gear select plunger. It fits in here. I just removed it so that it wouldn't be in the way. It's very, just pull it out straight. Just try not to scratch it or anything. So, like I said, the bracket here is held on with 8 millimeters. And I have an 8 millimeter here. And I'm just going to break it loose real quick. Okay. They're not that tight, but you kind of want to break them loose. Okay, that's one. And take the second one. Try and do this so that make sure you guys can see too. Okay, then just pull the bracket off. What this does is it keeps the pins in place, and the pins are what hold the solenoids in place. So you take a small magnet or a large one, but you just got to get each pin. There's a pin here, 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 here. They're locking pins, but they're magnetic, and you just pull them out. Just that simple. And then you take your canister and you pull your canister out. Sit that right there. You just got to come straight up with it. And that's it. So this canister replaces this canister. These are the large ones from the first generations. These are the second ones that they upgraded. Same thing, they got the same color, black on black. These were yellow. So there's 2 black, 2 yellow, and then the other ones are individual, like I said in the previous video. But here, let's do this. Make sure you can see. There you go. That's the size difference. So again, just to show you, I'm gonna put the pin down here on the table. The other ones, you just do the same. Now, if the pin doesn't come out, just kind of push on the solenoid a little, and that'll let the pin come out. Very simple. Then when you put it back in, you might have to push down a little, and then make sure it's all the way in. Seated all the way home, and that holds it in place. We'll put this one back. There we go, we're in place. I got my pin. There we go, in place. And then you would just do that with all 4 of those. And the same, there's only one 8mm holding this bracket, and you'll have access to both pins, this one and that one. So, but I got carried away and I did that the other night before I went in the house. My fingers are so fat. There we go. And you're screwing into aluminum. There is a torque spec here. I believe it's 7 Newton meters. So check your torque spec. I'll torque it in a minute. Before I go out to the car to try to get that stuck bolt or whatever off the pan there, I got to tell a quick story, funny story. Bad on my part. Anyway, as you can see, I got different things that I got to do on the cars here, and put this over here on the side for a sec. On the electric blue R52. The iPod, where is it at? Here, fixed iPod connection. The iPod, I use an iPod. I use an iPod Classic. I love listening to my own music. I've got 10,000 songs on there. I have no clue how many. But I use that iPod. I have 2 iPod Classics, and I rotate them throughout the cars. They had the old school iPhone connector, like an iPhone 4. I mean, way back in the day. And I was still using that connector. But the iPod wouldn't work. It worked in all the other vehicles. It worked in the van. It worked in the Subaru. But it just didn't work in the blue car, the blue Mini hardtop. And the other day, I noticed the cord was a little weak on the ends, like they get. over time. So I went and bought a new cord. I ordered it from Amazon, not sponsored, but I ordered 2 new cords. Plugged the cord in to the iPod, plugged the iPod into the car. iPod comes on playing all nice and loud and everything. 2 years I've been without an iPod. I've been listening to CDs in that car. That's one of the reasons that car was not roadworthy, because I couldn't go cross country just listening to the same CDs, and I don't listen to the radio that often. So I do listen to my iPod. So now I can erase this off my list because of something simple as the cord. So let that be a lesson. Check the simple stuff first. Even though it worked in the other vehicles, it didn't work in this one. Maybe it's more finicky, but I think the back end was too loose. The regular iPod connection where it connects to the cabling was loose. So I got a fresh one and it fixed it. So that's back on. So now it's not too many items on this one. Rebuild the seatbelts. The seatbelts are fine, but I bought some light blue seatbelt webbing, and I wanted to get the seatbelts redone so that the seatbelts would match the outside of the car. And I'm going to do the same for the orange Mini with orange seatbelts. So that's just a little thing I want to do. So that's not a safety issue. The seatbelts do work. So if you ride with me, you're safe. But I just wanted to upgrade that, make it look better. Anyway, so just that. Don't overlook the easy things first, you know. I could have been pulling out the radio and my little Grom iPod connector thing. You know, I could have been doing all that diagnosis, and it was a simple cable. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't do what I did. Anyway, I'm going to go try to get this bolt out, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've got all the wires in place. I know about audio is weird, but I don't have my microphone on because I didn't want fluid dripping on it. Because transmission fluid's going to be dripping no matter what. I still have to, here, you got to pull these, it's like a castle nut, but you got to lock that around this nut so that your shifter doesn't come off. This is your shifter lever and the plunger here behind it. So, but yeah, everything is bolted down, ran in the right locations, and yeah, so I guess it's time to, these 3 bolts, this one, this one, and the one here are what hold your filter on, and the filter sits around here and around here. There is a gasket that comes built into the filter, and some people put transmission fluid on that gasket just to get it kind of wet so that it'll seal. And that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm going to install the filter after I lock down these little castle things, or whatever you call them, onto that with a pair of pliers. Okay, I've come to a point where I should show you what's going on. First, I got the oil pan, I got the valve body in place. Everything is lined up, the wiring and everything. And I got the oil pan on. I'm getting ready to put the riser. Here's the riser that goes with the drain plug of the oil pan. It's a 5mm hex. Don't be tempted to use the 30mm Torx. I took the fill plug, which is a Torx 55, and to get to that, I went ahead and took my air box, my computer, which is attached to the bottom of the air box, and earlier I had taken the fuse box off because, like I said, I loosened this transmission mount here in order to lift the engine to get to that one bolt. So there's a bolt here for the transmission mount, one up here, and there's one underneath this. I've already put this back, which is a fuse box, and I'm leaving this open while I fill. There's a hole, let's see if we can see it, right in there. Trying to show you here, it's right there where my finger is pointing. Let's get some light in there. That might help. Okay. You can see that hole right there. There's some transmission fluid. You see the little red dot down in there. Anyway, but it's right there. That's the fill. Now you can also fill, I have the special tool that goes into the drain plug where you can pump it in that way. But I prefer to do it this way, fill it from the top. And, but before I do that, remember when I jacked up the car, my slab slopes down to the back because so I got to lower the front about 1 notch on the jack stands. So I'm going to do that before I fill. But yeah, that's just what I go through to do this. Now, I've seen a few things. There's oil leaks under here. Oh, let me show you underneath. Might as well, since I'm here. We're going down, we're looking under. And there's the oil pan with the new drain bolt. But there's oil leaks under here. Oh, and underneath, I also took the fan that cools off the power steering. I took that fan off, so I got to put that back. And I loosened up I took the 2 bolts out of the lower engine brace, but I got to put that back. But I'm going to lower it and fill it with fluid. Well, that was an ordeal. You saw everything I took off. I took the air box. Well, for this car, we got this brace, this cross brace up here. It's an M7. I got it from the salvage yard. No. Sorry. It was on my parts card that I bought at an auction for $300. I bought a parts card, this same color, convertible. Anyway, so it was on there. I got that and a few of the cross braces underneath the bottom. So I just transferred them to this car. Okay, so I took that off, the air box, which has the computer, and I took the fuse box loose so that I can get to the transmission bolts behind it or underneath it. So all of that's done, put everything back together. I bought this pump from Harbor Freight, but it's not sponsored, but it connects to the bottle, and you just pump each bottle. It says it pumps 1 fluid ounce per pump, you know, but it had a nice tip on it that fit in the fill place. So yeah, I don't have one of the air pneumatic. I have the tool that you can screw into the drain plug and fill it that way from the bottom, but I don't have a pneumatic pump or a quick disconnect that would fit to that. So maybe I'll have to rig up something for the next time. Anyway, so I got the valve body back up in place. All the wires ran. Like I said, I took about 20 some odd pictures of where the brackets were, where each screw, because they're different lengths, and I had that laid out the way I wanted to lay it out. everything's back in place. There are some things that just not gonna happen now. I got an oil leak on here, and it's probably the oil cooler in the back. I just check the oil once every 2 weeks or something, and it'll be fine until I decide to drop the subframe. And at that time, when I do drop the subframe, I'll attack all the oil leaks that we have here, and and replace all of the O-rings and gaskets and things like that. But like I said, I didn't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Just getting this car decent for, the top-down season, so to speak. I'm trying to beat the rain, clear everything out, but I can take it off the jacks. I started it, ran it through the gears while my foot was on the brakes, let the temperature of the transmission heat come up to temperature. I have my scan tool on it, and then I made the level so that once I pulled the drain plug out with the riser still in place, got down to a slow, very slow drip, maybe a little more than a drip, but I figured I'd have a little bit more rather than a little bit less. But yeah, so that's in place and everything is good there. Like I said, new filter, everything is on. I put my foot on the brakes while I ran through the gears, but I didn't, let the wheels spin up in the air, because that would throw a wheel speed code, because anyway. So I'm gonna take it off the jacks and see where it goes, see if it goes. All right, I'll be right back. I got you guys out of the way, and we're gonna see if it moves. It's the first time. Oops, I still got my scan tool plugged in. All right, we got no lights. Well, it moves. Put my scan tool down. She moves forward. Well, she moves. She seems smooth, but I'm gonna go take it around the block, and I'm gonna bring you along and see how it shifts. Okay. Well, here I'm inside. Let's see here. She's idling. She idles smooth. That's just a brake light. That's not any kind of lights. Here I don't have any mileage because I had disconnected the battery. So let's take her for a spin around the block. There's a shift. There's a little high, a little high rev on number 2. My neighbor straight across, he works on all kinds of cars as well. Hey, how you doing? It's 2. It's 3. Yeah, I think I like it. Let's go around this way. That was a little double shift there, but yeah, it's got to get a learning process, I think. I tried to do what I did, but And that's just regular in drive. It's not sport, and it's not the manual. So and it's great. Let's see how she does. Oh yeah. She's good. She'll be fine. I know there's glare on the tack and everything, but she'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna conclude this, put this phone down. I'm getting to a main road, so I don't wanna be seen with the phone in my hand. Okay, I drove around about 3 miles, and yeah, it shifts great. I got on a medium-sized road, 2 lanes each way. Speed limit was 50, got up to 60. Oh wait, did I say that? Anyway, yeah, it shifted through all 6 gears. I put it in sport drive. The shifts got little, sportier, which is what they're supposed to do. And I also put it in manual, and went through the gears, all 6 gears, everything, and she pulled normal. So yeah, I'm happy with the valve, the solenoid switch here. It is a tough job, but it is doable. Like I said, I got mine secondhand from salvage. So if you're on a budget and, I'm not necessarily on a budget. I just wanted to try it. And then if it didn't work, it didn't work. What's the difference? But it was a learning experience. I enjoyed it. I'm good. I didn't test the paddle shifters, but this car, since we've had it, the paddle shifters never worked anyway. So I'm not worried about that. And Sharon normally drives this one, and she doesn't use the paddle shifters, and she normally doesn't even go into manual mode. She just drive and reverse and park and stuff. Now she drives the other ones too, the 6-speed manuals, and so anyway, I'm gonna call this one quits. It's done. I'm gonna update my board in my room, put my tools up because it's starting to rain. I'm just barely beating the rain, and there's a couple of more things on this car that I want to do, whether it be just whenever I get time. I like the center reverse light, but on these 05s and newer, they have the reverse lights in the tail lights. So you have 2. And what I did on the orange convertible, I put it had the 2 and I added the 1. And when I was cleaning up my storeroom, I found another one that I have. So I will be adding a 3rd brake light to this car. Not brake light, a 3rd reverse light to this car. So anyway, that's it. I'm just gonna close up shop. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for putting up with it. I know you didn't see much underneath the car, but it's you can look at how I did it at the salvage yard. There'll be a link to that video again in the description, and that's how you take it off, and you put it back just in the same reversed order. And the only thing I can suggest is take plenty of pictures once you get the oil pan off, because yeah, it could be tricky. But I'll monitor this and see how she drives. Take her for a nice long spin. We'll see. All right. Thank y'all for watching, and hey, have fun with your minis, especially when you fix them. All right. Bye, y'all.